Hello, hi there. My name is Helen Gutia and welcome to my channel. Welcome to the second episode in my hustle series. And so in this episode, I'll be sharing with you my second hustle that I've ever done. My hustle series is a series which I decided to start so that I can be sharing with you all the hustles that I have ever done so that I can be able in the process to reveal why did the hustle fail, what were the capital requirements, what do I do different if I was to start it again. So that is the main reason, the main essence of doing this series, because I've been looking into a hustle to do, something to do, and I decided before I do or embark on the hustle, it's better to review all the other hustles you have done and review what happened, why is it not still a hustle, why did you stop it, and maybe in doing so I'll be able to like summarize all the lessons that I've learned, and by doing so I'll improve in the next hustle that I do, and maybe it will succeed and stick. Yeah, so yeah, welcome to the second hustle. And my hustle today, the second hustle that I ever did, was selling packaging papers and carrier bags. So after my first year of study, the university released us for a long holiday. That was back in the year 2018, for a period of 4 months, from January 2018 to April 2018. So with the long holiday, of course, I went home, and within a very short period, you get bored, and then you have some expenses you need to take care of, and you don't have the money. So I decided to leave home and go and to my sister, because I knew with my sister we'd figure something out and maybe find out what we can do to earn that extra cash. And that is what I did. I went to my sister, and as I had predicted, she was also like, I need to be doing something to earn this extra coin and to put this extra coin into the pocket. And together with another friend of ours, we were now three with the same problem. We need to have some cash. And so we joined hands and brainstormed on what can we do so that to make that extra coin, to make that extra money. And so we were in the process of looking at this hustle. We look at the pros and cons and see, can that work? No. What are the capital requirements? Can we be able to do it? That was the whole process of brainstorming, until we later now decided, how about we take advantage of the current situation? And the current situation at the moment was the government had recently banned the use of plastic bags. And so with the ban of use of plastic bags, the shop owners were now facing the problem of, we don't need, we will not be using the plastic bags anymore. What do we use as the alternative? What do we use now to package our products? And so that is where we came in. So we decided to do some research of what we needed to do, the capital investment and such. And after like 2 days, we met again, and we already had done enough research. We made some capital contributions, and with the capital contribution that we made, we bought the requirements that were needed to start our business. And so the main requirements that were needed were, one, we went to the carpenter who made us wooden stands, which would help us measure and make different quantity khaki packaging bags. That is, maybe, for example, he would make us a 2 kg wooden stand, which we would use to make a 2 kg packaging bag. You see, he makes us a half kg per wooden stand, which would use to make a half kg packaging bag. So that was the first requirement. The second requirement was, of course, buying a sheet of Manila khaki packaging sheet, so that, which of course that is what we were using to make the packaging bags. The third requirement was glue, and the fourth was brushes to apply the glue. And so you can imagine the excitement we had, and our capital contribution, after we had contribution, we had contributed, we were having now a capital of 2500. So with a capital of 2500, we were ready to start. I don't we were not sure, we were not ready for what was in store for us, because it was very tedious. Making a single khaki plastic bag was tedious enough, because for you to make, for example, a 1 kg packaging bag, you needed to cut the sheet that would fit a 1 kg packaging bag. Then you would put it and lay it on the wooden stand of 1 kg, and then design it into the designed shapes and apply glue so that to stick it into the desired shape, and then you would fold it so that it can be compressed now, so that you can take it to the seller. And that was the process. So you can imagine having to make like 100 1 kg packaging bags, and then you have to make another 100 half kg, and then another 100 quarter kg. It was tedious. Like now our time to go to bed was now like about around 2 a.m. We were no longer going to sleep any early, because I remember when we first took it, of course, you start with just the shop which is there. When we took it to the shop owner, he was like, I need like 1,000 of this. And because this was something new in the market, they were like having this uncertainty if the supply will continue. So of course, every shop owner we approached, they were willing to buy even high quantities of these packaging bags. And so within a very short period, I'm talking about a day into our business, we were having now overwhelming orders, which we were not able to satisfy, because we had three to make maybe 100 packaging bags could take around so many hours to finish, and then you have now orders of thousand and thousand of packaging bags. And then the thing was, when you take an order to this shop owner, you would find him, he has alerted the full community around him. And so when you're delivering, they are coming there and pressing their orders. I want 1,000 half kg, 1,000 quarter kg, 1,000 1 kg, 2,000 2 kg. It was overwhelming. And so within a short time, we couldn't be able to satisfy the demand. To try to manage that, we decided to hire some extra help. I think we hired some two ladies, but still the orders were so overwhelming, because for you to make this bag, there was no shortcut. You have to follow the procedure. If you're making a half kg, you cut the desired manila sheet length, then lay it on the wooden stand, then design it in the desired shape, and then apply glue, leave it to dry, and then fold it so that you can be able to make the deliveries. The process was itself very, very tedious, and it was overwhelming. And so in a week into the business, we had to come back to the drawing table and ask each other, how do we do this? Because we cannot be able to satisfy the overwhelming orders that have been placed. There's no way, because if we hire more help, we won't be making any profit. If we hire any more help, we won't be making any profit. So what do we do? And that is when we now came with the idea of, how about we find a company that does this who does mass production of these packaging bags, and buy from them wholesale, and then come and sell them and redistribute with retail prices. And so that is what we did. We did some research and found a company in Nairobi which was doing a mass production of the khaki packaging bags. And from there, now we started the journey of going to Nairobi, coming with bringing the stock and redistributing it to a customer. Of course, that came with some advantages and some disadvantages too. The main advantage was that at least now we could sleep early. Yeah, we didn't have to sleep at 2 a.m. again, because we just needed to package the orders. Like we just needed to say this shop owner needs this, then we could package his order. This shop owner needs this, we could package his order. So at least it was less tedious. Yeah, and the disadvantage was, now with that, there's this now added cost of having to transport the packaging papers all the way from Nairobi, and then we were distributing in like 8 towns, and of course for those 8 towns you're also having to incur the cost of transport. So that was now the main cost that we were incurring, the cost of transport from Nairobi to Nyahururu, then from Nyahururu to the other towns that we were supplying to. So that was the main one. And then the other, okay, I won't say it like a disadvantage, but it was a challenge, was the profit margin that we were making was not so big, because we would buy, maybe for example, a single piece of a quarter kg, one piece of a quarter kg packaging bag. We'll buy it at maybe 1.7 shillings. So 1.7, and then not even 1.7, you'd buy it at 1.5 and sell it at 1.7. Hapo, that is just 0.2 cents. Okay, for it to make sense, it meant for every 100 pieces, we would buy it at 150 and sell it the same 100 pieces, we would sell it at 170. So you see, we were making like 20 bob for maybe 100, though it varied. So we had to be very, very keen to make sure that we are being keen, because if we don't manage our cash well, if we don't manage our finances well, it would be very easily, we would be making some losses rather than making profits. So that was one thing I can say that we learned during the whole process, managing our cash so that you can make sure that each and every coin that you're spending is accounted for, and you are making sure to see this came in with this, and then these are the expenses, and then this is what we are making. Yeah, so that was the main challenge with the outsourcing or buying from a wholesaler and then selling it as retail. Now maybe I can go over, maybe to give you a picture of how much we were making and how yeah, maybe a quick picture, or a rough picture of what we were making. For example, I can give an example of, for quarter kg, we were mostly selling them in 100 pieces package, like a package of 100 pieces. So we'll buy it for quarter kg packaging bags, we'll buy it at 150 per 100 pieces and sell it at 170. So that we are making, for every 100 pieces, we are making 20 bob as profit. Maybe for a half kg, we will buy it at 170 and sell it at 250. Now that was some good profit, allowed 80 bob. For 1 kg, we'll buy it at 260 and sell it at 300. That is some 40 bob profit. For 1.5 kg packaging bags, we'll buy it at 320 and sell it at 380. That is another 60 bob as profit. For 2 kg, we'll buy it at 410 per 100 pieces and sell it at 450. That is about 40 bob per 100 pieces. But now the advantage was, there was not a single shop owner who was coming to buy like 20 pieces. No, they were buying in bulk, because they were not sure whether the supply would be continuous, or so they were like buying to keep. So they would buy in very large quantities. You would even get an order of 20,000 pieces of quarter kg packaging papers, then another 20,000, or then another order of 20,000 pieces for half kg. Now that was the advantage, because we were selling them in in bulk. For example, you get an order for a cereal shop. Now that one, you know that you're smiling all the way. You know, because they will demand all the quantities. They want a 2 kg packaging paper, they want a half kg, they want a quarter kg, they want a 1 kg, and all of them, they are demanding them in bulk. So that was the main advantage we were having, because most of the customers were buying in bulk. They were buying in bulk. And so, for example, to illustrate, if we bought an order of 100,000 stock, yeah, we went and had we got an investor into our business who invested quite a good money into the business. And now, because the order was so high, we needed to buy huge stocks. And so maybe most of the times we were going to Nairobi, we were going with like 100,000. And so to bring you in what we were making, maybe for 100,000, we would make about 22,506 as profit. And that is, maybe we will buy a quarter kg packaging papers worth 20,000. We'll buy half kg for 30,000. We'll buy 1 kg packaging papers for 30,000. Then 1.5 for 10,000, according to the demand. Yeah, according to the demand. Then 2 kg for 2 kg packaging papers for 10,000. And then, so now calculating with whatever profit you are expecting to make, we would make around 122,506. That means for every 100,000 we went and bought stock, we would make around 22,000. Now 22,000, that's good money, because even if you have used transport, now at least that could be compensated. There's no way you can use that much transport. I think the maximum the transport could be was around 5,000. So at least we were making there some good profit. But now what we were doing for Saturdays, we were not taking Saturdays. We could only take some allowances, and this, you could get the allowance according to the contribution you made on the capital, because we had made different capital contributions on the 2,500. You can imagine how broke we were. That at the 2,500, we were having some proportions of the capital investments, but it was okay still. Yeah. Then so we would get some allowance every week, depending on the capital contribution you made, and then all the rest of the money we would plow it back into the business so that to make the business grow. And remember, we have an investor who had put his money into our business. We were now trying to like repay him back, so that it's like buying the shares back to ourselves. Yeah, so that is what we were doing. And it was very exciting, because like in a week we'll go to Nairobi for like three trips. So for every trip, and we are going to buy stock 100,000, that is 22,000. And so in a week we could be making around 66,000 as profit. So it was exciting, and that is when I was like posting and getting to understand like how quickly you can like you can start a business, and it can grow into something big in a very short span of time. Because you can imagine, we are like 3 weeks into the business, we are already handling big cash, like one hand, like if we go for 3 times using 100,000, that means we will be having like 66,000 in profit in a week. So within a very short period, we were making some huge profits. And so I was like every time posting to like take in and see, oh, this is how you can start a business, and it can grow into something great all of a sudden. It was so great. Like I was loving to be in that moment. I was loving to be having that opportunity to like yeah, I'm the one learning this. It reached a point when our friend dropped out because she got a job. So it was now up to me and my sister to run a business. And so my sister could not make the delivery, so it was solely on me. Sorry, yeah. It was now on me to make the distribution to the different customers. And so you can imagine how great it was interacting with these big business owners who are depending on you. And so they are like, you're talking big, you're talking big towns business. Yeah. Okay, you said how you want how many pieces? 10,000. Okay. By when? And they were like pressing orders, and I was the one satisfying them. It was so fun, it was so great. We even reached a point where we could not do it at home anymore, because the customer, when they come to Nyahururu, they would want to go back with some of the with the packaging papers, and they couldn't keep coming to my sister's house. So we decided, somebody gave us a space, an office space. It was for free, at least. They gave us a section of their office to be working from. And so now we were operating from an office. So you can get the idea of how quickly the business was growing. We are now even operating from an office, and it was great. It was just great. They would come in, press the order, and then we'll press the. Actually, we even reached a point where we developed a good relationship with our suppliers from Nairobi. And instead of going, they would just send. So it would be like, hey, send 100,000 stock, like you usually do, and they will send us. And so that way it was a bit cheaper, because we could only pay for the package, which was cheaper, instead of you going and paying your transport and the package transport. So you can imagine now, even the reduced cost of transport was being experienced. It was great. It was great. And now I know maybe you're wondering what happened, because come on, with the rate you are going, you could be some some millionaires. Oh, so yeah, I'm talking it in past tense, so of course we closed the business. It was due to it was circumstantial. When I said my sister was at home, the reason why she was not at her job is because she was expectant. And so it came to a point where she now had to deliver. And remember, I said our friend had dropped out because she got a job. So it was now left solely on me to manage the company, the business. It's big, it's overwhelming. And of course, with after sometimes it was evident that I could not be able to handle it alone, because the orders were quite overwhelming and I'm doing it alone. My sister could not in any way help because she now has her newborn. So I'm trying to like be there, place orders from Nairobi, deliver from to different areas, have to manage, have to do the calculation. It was so overwhelming. And remember, I'm on my own holiday, so after some time I'm also be going back to school. And so we sat down and deliberated, and we settled on the best thing to do is to close down. Of course, not closing down. We sell the business, because it was already a business. So we decided, because of me going back to school, my sister is now with her newborn, the other friend is to her job. So we decided to sell the business. And so, guys, that was when I drafted my first ever sales agreement. It was great. You can hire me to draft you a sales agreement, selling a business. Do you know how good that sound when I just come and tell you, some time back I sold a business. Yeah, it was, and it was a business. It had grown, you guys. So we sold to that person the remaining stock. So we did all the stock, of course. Yeah, we did the calculations, sold. We even sold him the goodwill, because come on, we were to refer all our customers to him. I think I'll do a follow up. Where did he get? Because though after sometimes now all the packaging papers came and flooded the market. So that was the best. Like we got into the business, took advantage of it when it was hot, and then by the time the market was becoming flooded and so full, we were out, like just like that. It was so great. It was so great. The agreement entailed everything about the business, where the seller is located, who are the seller, who are the buyer, and he was to make the payment into 2 installments. If he doesn't make the installment, what are the repercussions? It was fun. So at the end of it, you can see how much I learned from starting a business from scratch, because that was a real business. Managing it, financial management, making sure that you are it was great. The interpersonal skills I learned, communications, marketing skills. I was the one dealing with all these customers, all these shop owners. It was great. It was great, you guys. And so even when I look back, and maybe people would be having a moment of regret. I think, I wish, why didn't you uh, employ another person to run it, even if you couldn't? Even right now, when I look back and think, okay, could if we hired some other person, could it have gone well? Or every time I look back to that business, I think setting out the business was the best strategy, was the best decision we could make, because with the little uh, profit we were making, and then you have to bring another person to be paying salary, because even us ourselves were not yet there to give ourselves salaries. We were only taking some allowance. So now bringing another person to be paying them salary, and then you're not there to manage each and every coin that is coming in. They might start now being one judges. So crossing down was the best, but the experience will last forever. Yeah, I'll forever be talking about how I learned a business, and it was great. And I'm hoping now, for the next one that I'll learn, it will stick. It will be a great business, because yeah, I saw how you to learn. It can be hectic. It can be so, because I was all over the place. This order, this order, this order. Phone calls are coming in. Where's my order? Why are you delaying? All that. But I got a taste of what it is to run a business, and so that is something I can say. Yeah, it was a great experience, and the most lesson we can say that we learned is financial management, and also the handling of clients, and that managing the business. Yeah, it was great. And yeah, so that was my second hustle that I ever did. That was great, because the first hustle was successful, this one too was successful. But what now I'm looking forward for the next hustle is that it sticks. I won't be talking in like past tense that I did. I'll be like, I'm doing. Yeah, so yeah, that is it. So thank you guys if you have watched up to this end. If you're new one here, you're new viewer here, kindly subscribe to help my channel to grow, and see you on the next one, on my third hustle that I've ever tried. Yeah, guys, I've done so many hustles. It's a great experience. And so, yeah, see you on the next one. Until next time, bye.